Welcome back, everyone, for another round of Scrap Mechanic. Now, I realized something when I was editing the last video that I was like, you know, I picked up a purple garment box and I forgot to crack it open during the video. So, my bad. What did I get? Ooh, an actual kind of might be okay looking shirt. Ooh, yeah, matches my pants. Look at that. I'm like, it's like a utility vest, except it's glitching through my arm. Like, that looks bad. So I have begun decorating my base with some stuff around here. Got my lights and everything. Radio connected to a switch. Got a cup, got a little storage area. Brought this from the shipwreck. You know, I got things going nicely in there. So I'm going to put like taller pots out here like it's a rooftop garden type thing since we can't make rooftop gardens. I'm also working on a dispenser system. It's not working as well. I need to do a repeating mechanism, but the idea is all the excess seeds I have will go in there. Once I get the repeating clock to work right, it's going to just dump seeds out over and over. But today's video, I want to focus on reworking this. It works fine for the most part, but it doesn't have that leveling balance that I want because I'm only using 2 thrusters on the vertical lift. I'm also not having enough room on the platform for containers to be fitted. So I actually want to rebuild it a little bit, not just the launcher, the launch pod itself, but the entire platform. So let's grab this because I want to make sure I have room for some storage boxes so they're not hanging off the back. And I think that's actually going to hold it together. So yeah, let's take that out. Take that out. We're going to move this to the side. I have made the additional thrusters, but they are not upgraded all the way. I had to go find some more supply. Actually, yeah, those are the new ones because I didn't need to upgrade the side one. So yeah, I haven't upgraded them all the way. I ran out of supplies for that. But now I have those supplies, so I'm going to work on trying to get this working better. And honestly, I don't think I actually need the lifting part. That's nice for a level platform, but really just placing on the ground works. I think I'm actually going to just start building a brand new one. And I'm just going to move... I'm going to do like a cross section. So I'm going to build from like the landing part up. So we're going to have a central point, I think. I may do this like a... No, I'm going to do it at an odd number because we tend to have more cases where the odd numbers work better. I do need one there and one there. So basically you'll have this post that goes up and that should cut down on the weight instead of having 4 legs. Yeah, it's not going to be quite so balanced. And I can always bring it out one more on each side. I can extend it out a little bit, but basically I'm taking the legs that are coming down and putting them on this, and then I can just mount underneath to the same block, and instead of having the block here, have it like, you know, like right here or something, and just stick it on top of that. Okay, I think I can get it to place correctly there, because yeah, I can do that. Will do odd number this way, but it won't place the way I want it to. So if I take this out and let's just go put it there for now and put this put this like that, I should be able to target. Yeah, look at that. And that should still count as connected. And yeah, that's odd number now. So that's perfectly centered. So I can use that as like a central brace part for it. We'll do it like this. That way I'm giving kind of that. I might actually flip this so that the connector is up, just for the fact that maybe I do want to connect it at some point to something else. I don't think I will, but maybe I want that option. Okay, so keeping with bare bones, instead of filling it in, I'm going to go ahead and place down this. Of course, I also have to keep in mind, I don't think the switches are going to add that much weight to it, but it is a possibility. And see, with that odd number, it fits perfectly fine. I can get it perfectly balanced. Yeah, look at that. Perfectly centered. So with that, that should be completely centered. If I just put one thruster on each side and told it to fly, it should fly perfectly straight. So one thing I want to test, just because I want to see visually if I can make it work, which I don't think it will, because this has been notoriously difficult to get placed directly. Yeah, look at that. See, it's offset. So if I take off that one, same thing. These are even spacing. That's odd spacing. So I either have to have something not lined up right, which means imbalanced in this case, or I don't use the glass components. And give each of these a final upgrade. So they're all at 5, which means really if I was to, you know, again, all of these are in the same place. Everything's balanced around a single block, an odd number single block in the middle. So if I jumped on this and told it to fly upwards, it should fly straight up. There should be nothing that's imbalanced on it. Well, of course, I might need to increase the thruster power just a tad. All right. Whoa! That's a lot more thrust than before. And it's still kind of... It goes straight, but then it still leans a bit. So even though that should be perfectly balanced, it's not. All right. A little bit more even thrust, and that's better. Much better. I'll have to kick it up more as I add more weight to it, but that's definitely already working so much better than what this one was doing. So if I put it there, this one's going to go there. That way it balances between the two sides. And same thing, we'll do this one like that. So this one is go like that. And I'm hoping that this will work. That's the middle one. So we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should be even distribution. That's going to be front, back. And I could do like a switch for going, you know, straight up. But, I mean, I can hold the W key. I don't have to worry about switching between one, hitting one to turn it on and keep it on and do that. It gives me a better control set. So, oh yeah, I need to probably put fuel to them. Oh yeah, look at that. That actually goes. It's not overly powerful. I think I want more thrust than that. I don't want it to be like slow climbing. I don't want it to be like just launch into the stratosphere out of control. Oh yeah, that's better. And it's keeping balance. Oh yeah, look, I think I can actually... I'm wasting fuel doing this, but I almost landed it perfectly. Oh, that is so much better than it was before. All right, I'm going to look for tape bots in the immediate vicinity, because worst thing I could do is be trying to land and get hit by a tape bot. And of course, still lagging. And okay, I'm not sliding. It looked like I was sliding off. So here we go. And I'm using the back thruster to try and move me. Oh man, what a view. They got this more fuel efficient. I would definitely build a flying vehicle. Okay, now this is a problem. Because of the slight offset, I had to do on each side because this is odd numbered. It's causing it to spin, and then it's going in the wrong direction. Yeah, I think I had better luck setting it up over here and trying to launch. Ow. I'm just going to hold. Look at that. All right, so now the actual angling launch aspect helps. And I'm going to do that. Nope, nope, nope. No, you don't. No, you don't. Stop. Good. Okay. I can work with this. All right, it works, but I really need a variation of the seat that is 2 blocks wide, or a variation of the thrusters that's 3 blocks wide. Something, you know, odd number and even number variations of each. We need that option in the game, because otherwise you're going to have a lot of stuff that you cannot get balanced and have it look the way you want. You're going to have stuff that you just can't get balanced because the components you need to use aren't going to be able to line up the way you need them to for it to balance. So they definitely need to get some more consistency on how some blocks, you know, line up in the game. I'm just going to try this and see if I can make this work, so I don't have to go chasing them down. I'm sure it's going to throw off my lift, but you know what? I don't have to lift that high now. I just need to get it going in the right direction, and I'm good. And let me make sure I'm looking the right way towards home. All right. Oh, and it lifts. Oh, and I've got that angle I need. I'm not going exactly the way I want. There we go. All right, a little bit. So if I don't use the vertical thrust at the same time, I'm able to get it to kind of shift my angle a bit, as opposed to rotating so badly. If I'm holding the vertical thrust, it spins. But if I'm not doing that, then it just kind of, yeah, changes my angle, which is what I want. I'm going to place it there, and I could just leave those containers where they are. So since last episode, I've been experimenting with the bearings, because I was like, there's got to be a way to connect a block or a set of blocks on 2 sides between bearings. And it's interesting. I've been playing with it multiple different ways, but no matter what I did, I could get it to work here. I could not get it to work on the ramp at the end of the bridge. You always treat it as a separate piece. But if I go right there, you see it's connecting to both of the blocks. You take that out, it's fine. You do that, now it separates. So it's weird on how the connections are handled with bearings in the game. Now, if I do like this, and I go place one here, and I go across, it lines up. And if I do that, they're connected. They're not spinning, even though it should let me, like, spin it. There it goes. But they're not falling. They're not being treated as completely separate pieces. And yet, when I do it on the ramp, it does it that way. If I was to try to build back, it actually will treat it as it's not connecting to both of them. So yeah, you know, I can't get it to consistently do the same thing here that it does, or you know, do it here and then do the same thing on the ramp. So I finally gave up on the ramp, but they need to tweak how bearings interact and how you can tie things together, how you can fuse pieces of your creation together, because that ramp could be so much better if I had a bearing on each side rotating at the same time in conjunction. And yet, while I can make these work together here, I can't get them to work on the ramp. And I have rebuilt that ramp completely trying to get this to work. And every time I connected, it would show them connect. But as soon as I took out some of the blocks to separate the ramp from the bridge, the ramp would fall on one side. So now I want to test something that I saw listed as a simple way to do a clock circuit. So we're going to need a timer. That's to slow things down. We're going to have 2 logic gates and then a switch. Switch can go here. So we're going to connect to this one, and this one we're going to make the NAND gate, connects to this one, which will make an OR gate, which connects to this one, and then connects back to this one. And then the OR gate, I think, yeah, is the output. So that fired, which is good sign. So what we're going to do is it's basically going to fire out the seeds, and they'll just sit in the water and eventually despawn because, like other games, the devs surely put something in to despawn items left laying around after so long. If they weren't intentionally placed, like the other seeds that, I place them down on the ground, they stay. But this is like a collected item that just sits there and it works. I think I'm going way too fast anyway, but the vacuum pump can't handle faster than a certain speed. So it's fine. Okay, so that didn't work. Alright, that looks to be the right speed. It's not flashing like crazy. And this is just dumping out the excess seeds that I have way too many of. Now, later on, I'm trusting they're going to give us some reason to have the other seeds. Some use for them, but right now, it's just taking up room, and there's no utility beyond the initial planting. And once you get to a certain amount, you just need to get rid of them. So there we go. I can get rid of them. This also means I can use the same format for doing a dispensing method on my trade goods vehicle for carrying to the packing plant and packing up stuff to take to the trader. Gonna start with some oranges, and there we go. And it's working. And I've got some gas to put in there. So there we go. So now I don't have to sit here and keep pressing a button. I can come over here and wait for this thing to land on me. I never get to watch from this side because I'm always over there pushing the button. And there we go. Super easy. So now this actually makes me want to improve this vehicle. Not just widening the wheels so it's better balanced, but maybe improve it in terms of balance, how much it can carry reliably in terms of trade parcels, and just how well it can get up the hill and get into the trader's area. It doesn't do a lot of good if it can't get into the trader's area. And I have to still carry stuff one at a time in there. So it makes me feel like I want to improve upon it next. But I'm not in a big hurry because right now there's not enough stuff to really trade for. Yeah, I could trade for saws and drills, but I've already got that pretty much covered on my other vehicles. I could trade for guns, but I'm liking the main spud gun the best so far. Now, if only this would keep going until there was nothing else left to vacuum up. That way I wouldn't have to keep hitting the button. So, what can I buy from you today? Yeah, again, I need some cotton seeds. I do, because I'm tired of having to go just look for it. Spudling gun, I know where there's plenty of farmers, cage farmers. I just don't care to go get them because I'm honestly fine with the spud gun. I could use more of that, but I've already got one I'm not even using at the moment. So I'll just wait. I can come back later. So I'm going to try a build here because honestly, outside of building and messing with contraptions, the game's become extremely boring. So I'm going to try making some interesting little contraption here. And it probably is not going to work the way I am hoping. But I'm still going to give it a try. It's like you can keep them with just the one block there, but it will not mount to the one block because it mounts around that spot. So you have to put 3 blocks out to take 2 blocks out afterwards, and it still works fine. It seems like it would just be a case of if it can work with one option, it should work with it initially. It shouldn't be a case of place extra blocks down just to take them out later. And then another 90, which will be a full circle. And we have it back to 0. And I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. And actually, we're going to do a loop to it. Okay, so it's got some weirdness with it. Didn't want to actually do that. Some turning issues. And of course, because of how I had to place everything, it doesn't close all the way. But it at least looks kind of interesting. What I can do now is I can actually put another bearing on top and another 4 pistons and have the next level up going opposite direction. It's off. Is it not going to reset? It just keeps spinning in reverse. Like the pistons aren't doing anything, but it's just continuously going. Oh, there it goes. Finally, it's like, okay, I turn it off and it works with the pistons. So like, oh yeah, we just need to go the one time and get back into position. But the rest of it decided to keep spinning repeatedly. So I'm just doing this in reverse. So it'll be extended and then retract, extend, retract, so on. And then we have this part that just does that. So let's hit go. And why is that not spin? Oh, it's because the other block's spinning too. So that's spinning in perfect unison between them. All right, it works at the lower level. The other one didn't work quite so well. So now everything on the second level set to -180. So actually it's yeah, going in opposition. So it's retracting double, or spinning double what the first level is spinning. And oh, that bearing is so imbalanced. Look at it, it's just wobbling. Oh, there are so many problems with the bearings in this game. Did not work out quite like I envisioned, but at least I gave it a try. All right, so that's going to be it for this episode of Scrap Mechanic. Now it's to the point that the game is, in terms of survival aspect of the game, boring. I mean, there's nothing going on. There's no story. The warehouses are not worth the effort. I've got an easier way to get the best thing of the warehouse, which is the stuff on the roof, without going through the warehouse. So now all I have really is building, and I'm kind of getting to the point I don't want to build just for function. I just want to play around with some building. So we may start doing more of that. But if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Leave me a comment if you have any suggestions for some interesting designs to try, something else I could do maybe in the future. And of course, hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I'll see you in the next video.